Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Daily Wrap for what was React Day, Sunday, March 31st, 2024. Let's talk about how the day went. First of all, on today's episode of the Level 1 podcast, I had some major updates for everyone regarding my gaming schedule because after having played Alone in the Dark and Dragon's Dogma 2 on Saturday, also speaking with my wife about the possibility of when we would be doing co-op and stuff like that, I had some updates for everyone regarding, the schedule and things that were going to happen and just some notable changes. Alone in the Dark is going to continue as a day stream. Dragon's Dogma 2 will continue as a late night chill stream. We're bringing back Elden Ring this week. I'm also going to try a night stream of Battlefront to see if the collection works now because it's been patched to fix itself multiple times now, among other updates. So if you want to be in the know about everything going on with the newly updated schedule this week, please check out the Level 1 podcast from this morning. Then we started with the last DSP Reacts of March, and a very timely one because today is Easter, so happy Easter to anyone who celebrated the holiday today. We actually had a lot of clips that were pertaining to the holiday, whether it was the food, whether it was religious aspects, or whatever it might have been. But in addition, tons of stuff. We had some video game comedy, some skits, some of those, what do you call those, like video documentaries or something like that, I guess is what they call them now. There was quite a few of those submitted this week. The show, and good variety as well. So it was a good show overall. I really enjoyed it, and I hope that you guys would check it out if you haven't seen it yet. 2 parts are live on DSP Reacts right now for the DSP versus the Internet show, and then there's another 4 going live later on in the week. So episode 58 in the bag. A good show overall. I hope you guys enjoyed it. On the late stream tonight on DSP Throwback, it was the premiere of the Retro React for Bully Scholarship Edition. Now, to be transparent about this, I had outright told everyone tonight was an experiment. What I originally had envisioned for Retro React was that this was a show that we were going to do maybe twice a month, maybe once every 3 weeks. And it was going to be variety for the channel to have more content on the Throwback channel rather than just these legacy playthroughs being uploaded for posterity, because some of the playthroughs I'm doing, like Red Dead and Final Fantasy 13, don't exist anywhere else anymore. But I wanted more content. I wanted variety content. And the first couple of streams that we did of it, like Red Dead 1 and Dark Souls 1, they did pretty good, but people always wanted something else. So when we started Heavy Rain, that was the big one. Like, that was the one that immediately when Heavy Rain started, people were showing up, watching, engaging, and supporting those streams in a huge way, and the playthrough did really good. Or I say the playthrough, I should say the Retro React of the playthrough did really good. 6 straight weeks we did it, and people showed up and supported in droves. So I said, hey, if you want to keep that momentum going, let's vote on a new game. And people voted for Bully Scholarship Edition, but I didn't know how it was going to turn out. I was kind of, a little skeptical, kind of a wait and see attitude. Well, here's how it went. So people showed up, not as many as for Heavy Rain, but a good amount of people. And at first we were engaging and having good conversation. But it became obvious around halfway through tonight, Bully is not as engaging of a game as Heavy Rain was. Notably because it's not just narrative, there's a lot of gameplay elements to it. Honestly, I don't think the game looks as good because with my camera, a narrative-based game would look a lot better than, say, a game with a lot of action. It looks a lot more choppy and stuff like that. And honestly, I felt like maybe about halfway through the stream, people were starting to get bored. By the end of the stream, it was apparent because just to let you guys know, this stream had way low support compared to any Heavy Rain stream. Okay? Now, I'm not complaining. This was an experiment, correct? You don't know what's going to happen with each game that I play as a Retro React. So I'm not sad or upset or anything like that, but it definitely didn't do anywhere near as good as when I was playing Heavy Rain, all right? So at the end of the night, I literally asked the audience, what do you think? 50% of the audience said, let's do something different next week. Let's play something new. Or let's go back to Dark Souls 1 or something like that. Like, everyone had a different opinion, but half the audience was like, let's just do something different next week. It didn't work too well. The other half was like, oh, let's continue it, right? But I'm skeptical because it's good that people want to see it continue, but where was everyone and where was the support tonight if that's the case? Basically, the demand that I saw from that half of the viewership didn't line up with the other performance of the stream. You know what I'm saying? So, I've created a poll on the main channel page, community tab of the DSP Throwback channel, which you can find at youtube.com/@DSP Throwback. I want to do another Retro React stream next Sunday night, and the options are as follows. Continue with the original Red Dead 1 playthrough. That was the original one I did way back when in, January, February. Continue with the Dark Souls 1 playthrough, which I only did one stream of, and I felt it was really fun, but we never continued because people voted for other stuff. Continue with Bully Scholarship Edition, which we did, and want to see if you want to see more of it. Or start The Walking Dead, the Telltale series, episode 1. And if you say, what do you mean by just the Telltale series? Aren't there multiple seasons? There are. But when that first one came out, there were no seasons. It wasn't called Season 1. It was just called The Walking Dead, the Telltale series, episode 1. Okay? So, I'm curious what you guys want. Now, you might say, well, wait a minute. Why only one new game in there, and why that one? When we were playing Heavy Rain, it became apparent that when I do these retro reacts, the narrative-based games work best. Because number one, especially for narrative games that are from a long time ago, I don't remember the choices that I made. I don't necessarily remember all the outcomes. And number two, it's funny to see my old style of commentary paired with those style of games. It just works. That retro react of Heavy Rain was genius. It worked beautifully. And everyone's like, wow, you could just do this endlessly. But it's funny because then we do it with Bully and it's kind of like, it's just not as good, right? So I'd be down for any of those four. Okay, please vote. Your votes will absolutely determine what game I play next Sunday night. But I'm just going to say this ahead of time. I want to preface it with, if next Sunday night we do a retro react stream, and again, we get lower engagement, lower support, and it's just not doing as well, then I'm going to go back to my older idea of not doing it as often. Maybe what's happened now is because it's becoming so commonplace, we're doing it every week. People just aren't feeling that it's special anymore. So if next week doesn't do so well, just like it did tonight, I think we will hold off on doing it again. I think instead we'll probably wait a couple of weeks, maybe even wait till like the end of April to do another one. Okay. So vote, and please show up, engage, and support with what you vote for if it wins the poll, because that's going to keep Retro React going every week. All right. Or if that's not what you want, I'm okay with bringing back more gameplay too. Either way is fine with me. You know, I really liked the Heavy Rain Retro React. I was a little disappointed with tonight. I hoped it would do better, and it didn't. So let's see what happens next week. Okay? Fair enough? Now, tomorrow, we get back to full-time gaming after a day of full-time reacting. Tomorrow will be a Level 1 podcast, followed by the continuation of Alone in the Dark on my first stream on DSPGaming. And tomorrow night's late-night stream will be more Dragon's Dogma 2. We're going to keep that going as part of the schedule for the foreseeable future. And if you're wondering, wait a minute, you mentioned Elden Ring. When's that coming back? Tuesday. Tuesday's daytime stream. I'm going back to Elden Ring for the first time in a year. I'm going to try to take the time to relearn how to play as my magic build, because honestly, I don't remember. It's been so long now. I'll have to readjust and accumulate myself to the game, or reacclimate. I always say reaccumulate. I mean to say reacclimate myself to the game to learn how to play it again with this magic build. And that should be fun, I feel. A lot of people have been asking for it for a while. Give me the opportunity to readjust and get back on my toes and get through the rest of the game before the DLC comes out. Okay? So, today was a fun day. Please let your voice be known in that poll on the Throwback channel. Have a good evening, and I'll see you all tomorrow for a full day of new release gameplay fun on DSP Gaming. Thanks a lot. Oh, one final thing. I had forgotten to upload today's podcast to this channel, so I'm going to upload it right now, but you very well may see this daily wrap appear before the podcast, and that's my fault. I just had a lapse where I forgot to upload it earlier today along with the React footage. I will upload it tonight along with the daily wrap. Okay? Thanks, everyone. Have a good night. I will see you all tomorrow. Peace out.